Use the graph of h of x at the right to complete the following. Evaluate the following, then write the solutions as an ordered pair. So the first one here is h of 0. So remember, this is saying that x is 0. So we come over here to 0, and then we want to find its corresponding value, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So h of 0 equals 4. Our ordered pair is 0, 4. And again, let me make that point a little bit more vivid. So there's the point. It says, what name would you give to this point? Well, this is where the graph intersects the y-axis. And the name then is called the y-intercept. Some other parts that we need to do on this one. H of, I already lost it, sorry. But we'll look back here. H of negative 4. Well, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, negative 4. And it's kind of lost in my word. But it looks like it's right here at negative 1. So our ordered pair is negative 4, negative 1. Again, x goes first, y goes second. And then finally, h of 3. So we're going to go, I'll switch colors one more time. H of 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. So where is our graph? It's at this point here, which is at 1, 2. So h of 3 equals 2. Our ordered pair is 3, 2. Still looking at the same picture, it says, for what value of x does h of x equal negative 2? So remember, we're trying to find the x value. So what we are realizing when we read this problem then is that h of x equals negative 2. Well, h of x equals negative 2 at this particular point right here. And that's the only place. So the x value that goes with it is 1, 2, negative 3. And just, if we write it as an ordered pair, then it would be negative 3, negative 2. And then it says, for how many values of x does h of x equals 3? I'm going to switch over here, if I can, on my colors. But when we look at this, h of x equals 3 here. We don't know exactly what that point is. It also equals 3 here. We don't know what that value is. And it equals 3 here. Again, we don't know what that value is. But it says for how many values. And we've got 3 yellow marks there. So for how many values of x does h of x equal 3? It equals 3. If we come over here to a table now, when we're looking at these problems, it says, use the table to the right to answer the following. Does the table represent a function? Well, g of 2. Remember, g of 2, that 2 means it's an x value. So we go over here to our table where x equals 2. Then we're going to get the value of 40. So our ordered pair would be 2, 40. If we do g of 4, then that's going to give us g of 4. Well, g of 4, if we look down below the 4, we see the number negative 20. So our ordered pair is 4, negative 20. For what value of x does g of x equals 10? So this time, when we're looking at this table, we need to go and look at this column here, and where g of x equals 10, we're here. So for what value of x does g of x equal 10? We're looking above the 10 to see the 3. But remember, when we write this as an ordered pair, it's 3, 10. The x goes first in the ordered pairs. So once again, we're given a picture. It says the function y equals f of x is defined by the graph shown below. Answer the following questions based on this graph. Evaluate each of the following, then write the ordered pair which represents your solution. So once again, we're looking at the ordered pair here. If we start at f of 1, and actually I'm going to make something a little bit darker here, you might need to do it as well. But here's our, if I can get it in there, here's our origin. I just darkened that in a little bit. That was causing me a little bit of trouble. Maybe it was causing you trouble as well. So when we go back and look at this here, f of 1, well, here's 1. And then we want to find the value, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So f of 1 equals 4. Our ordered pair is 1, 4. If we look at our next function, f of 5, next part of the problem, f of 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when we find its corresponding point here, it's at -2. We went down 2 spaces, so our ordered pair is 5, -2. Same idea. I'm trying to switch colors so we can keep track of things. So now we're in a blue color, f of -3. So we're going to go left on the graph. 1, 2, 3. So we went 3 left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we went 4 down, so it's going to be -4. So our ordered pair is -3, -4. And f of 0, when we look at this, f of 0, so we're not gonna move right or left, but we're gonna go 1, 2 up, so we end up with 0, 2. By the way, that is the y-intercept. Once again, it's where the graph crosses the y-axis. And as we get close to finishing, same picture, it says solve the following for all values of x which make them true, then write the ordered pairs which represent your solutions. So notice this says f of x equals 0. So we're finding, it says solve the following for all values of x. We need to find x this time. So when we come over here, here's a value where we've got a 0. Here's a value where we've got a 0. Here's a value where we've got a 0. All 3 of those points, it says, so solve the following for all values of x which make them true, then write the ordered pairs. So f of x equals 0 equals at x equals -1. That's the point farthest to the left. And then if I count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, at 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our ordered pairs are going to be -1, 0, 4, 0, and 7, 0. And that's going to be for this problem. So let's switch colors here and let's see what f of x equals 2. Well, when we look at this graph, f of x equals 2. Here's a value. Here's a value. And those are the only 2. So when f of x equals 2, x is going to equal 0. We didn't go right or left. And then 1, 2, 3 is our other value of x. So when we write this, we're going to have our ordered pair at 0, 2. And the other one's going to be at 3, 2. Again, x goes first when we write these down. Looking at this last little piece of the problem, it says, what is the maximum point on the graph? Maximum means the highest point. So this is the highest point. So that ordered pair here, and I'm going to go back and label one more time the x-axis maybe and the y-axis. It's a little bit hard to see, but here and there. So our highest point is going to be 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4. That's the highest point. And the minimum value, the lowest point on the graph. It's a little bit tricky, but the lowest point on the graph is that point there at the very far left. And that is 1, 2, negative 3. We went 3 spaces to the left, and 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Finally, the domain of the graph. Domain deals with the x values of this graph. And when we're filling in the x values of this graph, what's happening is we are going to go from this, because that's where we started, that's the far left, and the far right. So when we look, it's 1, 2, negative 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are going to be our domain, and then our range of the graph. Here, if I can pick a better color, it's going to be the lowest point to the highest point, and our lowest point is going to be 1, 2, 3, negative 4, and the highest point on the graph is going to be at 1, 2, 3, 4.